Welcome to another episode of last week's Comics Today. I think I've got 7 books this week, and I certainly have some things to say about these. So we're going to start with Strange Academy. This is issue 5 of the Finals, which is a mini-series, but you can see there's a legacy number 23 there. All indications point to this wrapping up with issue 6. There's a collection coming out in June that has 1 through 6, and I don't think Marvel has outright said, but that does seem to be the end of the series, which I'm going to miss because I've enjoyed this series for now, 23 issues. And there's a fight that has been brewing for a long time. This cover is somewhat of a lie because one of these people has switched sides, but that's fine. There's this fight that's been brewing for, quite a while, as I said. And there's a surprise entrant at the end of this that I think will help resolve things, but it is, a magical showdown with Dormammu and students happening at Strange Academy, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this, and as I said, I'll be sad to see this go once it does end. But this is great. Recommended, as always. I didn't want to talk about this so soon, but we have Gotham City Year 1. I had been enjoying this. There were definitely annoyances, Tom King idiosyncrasies, and this... One thing that I say is you can't trust Tom King, and this book should be Exhibit A. I haven't written for a couple of years, but I used to write, and there's a thing that's said where, say you're trying to write a story, and you think you have a great one for someone like Batman, but you are not a professional writer, so you can either sit on that story until you become a professional writer, or you tweak it enough to remove Batman from your story. And if you do, then you should still have a good story. If you're able to tweak it, say you still have that story and you wind up writing for Daredevil instead of Batman, you should be able to tweak that story, make it work for another character. What I think Gotham City Year 1 would have been a better story if Batman were removed from it, because it's the Batman annoyances. It's these tiny references and I don't even want to call them Easter eggs. It's just references to things. It's like a South Park memberberry of just it. All of it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's incredibly annoying, and one of them in particular, I think, just ruins the entire thing, and it's Tom King shitting the bed on what was a good story. It's a story. Year 1 is about race and class, and there's a riot that's happening, and policing and corruption. The story's about a lot of things, and it's good. And as I said, it's the references to Batman where things go wrong, where things are terrible. And I'm going to skip something here, otherwise I'm going to wind up spoiling something. I'll show this quickly. So one of the things is the ransom note from the kidnapper called themselves the Batman, which was annoying, and I'd kind of forgotten about it. I've almost forgiven it, except they remind us this issue that happened. And so that was one. And at least there aren't any street names after previous Batman creators this issue, like previous issues, which were also extremely annoying. But step 2 here is that Batman's grandmother also discovered the Batcave by falling into a hole in their yard. How many people need to fall? You'd think 1 would be enough to fix a hole in the yard. But anyway, so his grandmother also finds the same cave And the topper, the absolute goddamn topper, is this moment here where she's talking about her son, and I just don't want him to grow up and think he can just march down some alley at night without finding what we both knew is always there. Like, Tom King, God it. I want to throw this book out a window. God. It's so goddamn stupid. Like, all he had to do was just bring it home, just wrap this up. And no, the insistence, absolute insistence on adding these tiny Easter eggs to shit. There should be a fan edit of this. This is like a Star Wars prequel where it actually makes everything else worse around it. The fact that this exists makes everything else worse. It's fucking pissing me off. For a palate cleanser, we have Don't Spit in the Wind, issue 1. This is by Stefano Carticelli. I don't remember. I was flipping through something, and I came across this name. I don't remember what I was looking at, but I wanted to know what else this Carticelli had done. I stumbled on this Don't Spit in the Wind. I found this out a week ago, and I was able to get it added to my pull list, but it's kind of a Trencher vibe. I mean, looking at this, but yeah, I saw something, and I wanted to know more, so I grabbed this. It's almost a Wall-E-ish version of Earth that is just covered in trash, and these are the garbage men and women that are cleaning up the Earth. There's these giant machines. There's a bit of a mystery happening. There's a person on their crew that is missing. They're not responding to calls, and one guy goes off looking for that missing person. The story is thin. The art, I mean, I've been flipping through this. The art, I think, is fantastic. I love this, Jeff Darrow-ish level of detail and minuteness. I enjoyed it. I think I'm in for the series. This should be 4 issues, so I'll be back with this whenever there's another issue. The Ambassadors, issue 1. Long story short, I think I'm done trying with Mark Millar. I think there was a period where I enjoyed his work. I did not enjoy earlier stuff, and I apparently don't enjoy his now current stuff. I didn't like the newer volumes of The Magic Order. I did not get into Nightclub. I don't remember what else I tried recently, except this is the latest, and much like Tom King, there are Mark Millar idiosyncrasies throughout this that annoy me. But the art quietly remains an absolute master. One annoying thing about this is there isn't really any additional story here than what could be read in the solicitation text, and really what's on the cover here. So this woman has created a way to give superpowers to people, and she's going to give those away to 6 individuals. The only thing really that this issue has, that the solicitation, that the promotional materials don't have, is the establishment of what I think are a couple of bad guys. So she has an ex-husband who is... where is he? It's actually that guy there. See what he's doing. And I believe the other one is this guy here at the end. He's kind of exploding some brains. Gross. She is, however, already shown in a follow-up series. Miller's going to do a big crossover of his miniseries, of his characters, of his universes, multiverse, whatever. And she's already a big part of that. So she's going to survive this series. She's going to be, I don't know, the face of modern Mark Millar books, whatever. I don't care. I didn't enjoy Nemesis. There's a new Nemesis happening as well. I didn't enjoy the first one. I'm certainly not going to grab the second. And I don't care. I think I'm done trying with Mark Millar. Maybe in a few more years, I'll try again. Once upon a time at the end of the world. This is issue 5, and you can see here the artists listed. What I believe is happening, and I'm about to say that I was wrong about one thing, so I could easily be wrong about another. Yikes. I'll let Dan mess with the censoring on this. But this ends, next issue, book 2 starts. And this should be 3 5-issue miniseries. And I think there's a different artist. Again, I could easily be wrong, but I think there's a different artist, major artist, attached to each of these miniseries. So here you can see the bulk of it, and then the a few pages at the end, drawn by Dragotta. So I was wrong or misled or confused about what was happening, I guess, because I thought this book is taking place in 2 different time periods. There is 2 leads. This is one of them here, but he is this age, and the guy with his eye hanging out, so this naked guy there, is actually the same character much further into the future. And he had said some things in the future that I guess were wrong or I misinterpreted. But the stuff that's happening in the present, in the past, goes differently than what I expected. And it's great. I'm fine with being wrong. It's a really well done story. I'm very much enjoying this. It's post-apocalyptic love story, kind of. It's survival, certainly. But, yeah, I think it's a post-apocalyptic love story. It is funny. There's humor in it. It's very much enjoyable. I'm loving this, and I recommend it. Dark Knights of Steel, issue 10. It's hard to remember because of gaps between issues, but it's been quite a while. I think it's been especially a long time since issue 1, but I don't think issue 9 was last month. So it's hard getting back into this, trying to remember where all of the characters were. But there's enough here, and my memory is not completely gone. So I got back into this. It will, however, read much better as a collection once all of it is out. And I once again hope that it continues once it is concluded. But we are introduced this issue to Martians. And perhaps there were Martians already in the story before this. But it's great. The art is phenomenal. I love these character redesigns. It's great. It's a personal highlight. I look forward to each future issue. I tend to read this first whenever it comes out, and I love it. I don't, I think, have anything else to say for the moment except that I love it. Lastly, there is Waller versus Wildstorm. This is issue 1 of what I think is a 4-issue series, but I won't be reading it because I didn't enjoy it. But the art is pretty good. I guess it's inconsistent because here Lois looks fantastic, and there's a couple of things later where people don't look so good. I'm not a fan of Winter specifically. He looks like an absolute psychopath every time. They show his face. He's always grinning maniacally. But this is... There you can see some... What the hell's up with that guy? Here you can see some Team 7-ish stuff going on with Deathstroke. sort of a military contractor expose thing story. Battalion comes to Lois with a story about Amanda Waller, about some past actions that Stormwatch and Checkmate have made, and I couldn't get into it. I just didn't care about any of it. Battalion gets mad at Lois for asking questions that I also question. Essentially, Jackson is telling a story. He's trying to tell a story. He gives her some documents, and Lois is trying to ask follow-up questions, and Battalion gets mad and kind of storms off. Tries to take his ball and go home. And I'm like, dude, I have those same questions. Like, just explain yourself. See there. Unhappy. Fuck you, Lois. I don't know. It's not good. It's just not. Just fundamentally, it's not good. I don't care, and I'm not getting the rest. So that's everything that I picked up this week. It's a pretty mixed bag. Pick of the week is going to Dark Knights of Steel. It's the most overall enjoyment, but Strange Academy also quite good. What I think, I'm in this weird spot, and I've been here for a few months, where it feels like I'm reading less. I'm used to my comic pile, my pull list being of a certain length, of getting a certain amount of books per week, per month, and that number seems to be diminishing, and I'm trying to, as always, find new things, and I'm not having much success in that, but I am continuing to try. And it's stuff like Ambassadors, it's stuff like Amanda versus Waller versus Wildstorm, where it's just like I try, and it feels like I'm banging my head against a wall sometimes of just I can't find good new things that I like. And I guess, open question, if you have anything you think I should be trying, let me know. But as I said, that's everything that I bought this week. And as always, I get all of my books from a local comic shop. If you don't know where yours is, you can use this URL to find the one closest to you. Thanks for watching.